Greetings, class, and happy Sunday. Welcome to week 7. So, for week 7, I decided to do a video to show you information for week 7 since there was a lot going on with the lab equipment. And first of all, for week 7, this is our overview. So, students will identify and discuss different treatment processes, membrane treatment process, and process waste. Your objectives is to identify different types of membrane treatment processes, understand the applications, understand process and fundamentals, and evaluate reverse osmosis process design. The reading preparation for this week is the Water Treatment Part 2, Chapter 10, which is on membrane filtration. Okay, so let me go back. So keep in mind that today, as you begin week 7, you still have until 11:59 p.m. today to finish up your week 6 information. So as always, you have your supplementary material, which in this case is on investing in new water filtration membranes is worth it. And then the water treatment grade 1 membrane videos and the pump video. And then you have your activities, the civil discourse forum. You also have the problem set, the quiz, and then you have your laboratory instructions. And so I spoke with the representative from Carolina Scientific, and the replacement kits have been mailed out to each student. If you have not received your kit, I would say by Wednesday, let me know, okay? Because you will need that portion to do this particular lab, and then I'll know how to move forward. But if you haven't received it by Wednesday, please let me know. So if you look at the instruction sheets, there are 3 sheets listed here. So the week 6 data sheet, remember I replaced week 6 lab with what you would have had for week 8. This lab takes 2 lab periods because it's a 10-day long lab. So that's why I said let me know by Wednesday if you haven't received your replacement kit. But this is the data sheet for week 6. This is what you will turn in to me for this week's lab report. So all it is these pre-lab questions, okay? Because the lab for this week will take 10 days to complete. For this week, you will submit the following pre-lab questions instead of a lab report. You don't need to type a full lab report. Simply list the questions and answers below the questions. The full lab report you will complete in week 7. Okay. So again, remember, if you haven't received your replacement kit by Wednesday, please let me know. And then for next week, you will do the week 7 laboratory data sheet. Okay, but I did leave it in here just so that you can see it. Let me bring it up. All right, so this is your week 7 lab report. This is what you will turn in for next week. I will go into more detail of this on next week, but I wanted to give you a heads up that that is there. Okay, and then this is the actual instructions for the lab. And so I want to go over that so you can see it. So the effects of water pollution. So you're going to look through this lab. I am going to do a full video like I usually do of showing you the equipment and showing you the instructions, but I did want to show you this in this intro so that you can see what equipment you should have and what is needed. So you should have the pond mystery mix. You should have the hydro hydroponic fertilizer, the simulated acid rain, a plastic spoon, the microscope slide, the cover slips, the Proto Slow, 5 disposable transfer pipettes, the graduated cylinder, permanent marker, ruler, and 4 plastic cups. So this is what you should have in your materials kit. And then the things that are needed but not supplied, white paper with printed text, 1 sheet of that, bottled or spring water, 500 milliliters, paper towels, household bleach, 60 milliliters, and a microscope. Okay, that's what things that you will need to supply. The microscope should be coming, so that should be something that you will have as well. Okay, then it goes to the safety, the preparations, what you do on the different days. But again, I am going to go through this on a separate video, but I wanted to make sure that you have a heads up of what you'll be doing. So see how every other day you will be recording your observations. You'll look at turbidity, you'll do some drawings of your different organisms, and then again for your eutropho eutrophic culture. Sorry, my tongue was a little tied. Your control culture and your simulated acid rain culture. And so then you have your identification guides for your different organisms that you may see in your cultures. Okay, here's some pictures that are available to you. All right. And so that's to just give you a heads up of the lab that you will be doing for week 7 and week 8. Because remember, I did shift that. And so it'll say week 6 and 7, but it's actually going to be for week 7, you will do I'm sorry, for week 6, this one, you will do for this week, for week 7. And then the week 7 information you will do in week 8. Okay. So if you have any questions about what you will be doing, okay, any questions about what you will be doing, please let me know. Have a great week.